So you're thinking about moving to Grants Pass, Oregon, but you want to make sure you're not making a mistake. I feel ya. And so what we're going to do in this video is we're going to show you some of the pros of living in Grants Pass, Oregon, but I'm also going to show you some of the cons of living in Grants Pass, Oregon, so you know whether it's the right place for you and your family or not. Well, my name's Addison Smith, and I'm a local real estate agent here in Southern Oregon, and my desire is to make sure your move is as hassle-free and as painless as possible. Whether you're moving from out of state, whether you're moving from within Oregon or even in the Southern Oregon area, whether you're wanting to list your home, my desire is to make sure that it is as painless as possible. And so if you're looking for a real estate agent and you're hoping to move, maybe it's in the next couple days, maybe it's in the next couple months, I've got my phone number right here that you can text me, you can call me, and there's even a link in the description for you to set up a Zoom conference so we can talk through your needs and make sure that you're taken care of. Well, without further ado, let's jump into the pros and the cons of Grants Pass, Oregon. First, one of the pros is this. I think if you've ever been to Grants Pass, Oregon, one of the greatest attractions is the beautiful outdoors. I mean, everything is here that you could even think about doing outdoors. Now that might be a little hyperbole, but it seems like almost everything is right out there. If you like hiking, there's beautiful places to hike. We just hiked Bolt Mountain not too long ago, me and one of my friends. Beautiful place, beautiful scenery. Maybe it's not hiking, maybe you enjoy mountain biking. One of my friends came in from Idaho and he wanted to go out and take some of the trails and took his mountain bike up there. There's a bunch of places for you to do mountain biking. Maybe you enjoy fishing. We're right on here, right off the Rogue and the Applegate. You're gonna love the ability to fish or to hunt, or maybe there's other things that I'm not even mentioning. Grants Pass is an outdoor paradise. And so if you enjoy the outdoors, this is one of the big pros of living in Grants Pass. Kind of tagging along on that. Not just the outdoors, but also the climate. If you've been in the downtown area of Grants Pass, we've got a sign in there that's kind of become a little bit famous for us. It says, "It's the climate," because it's so mild here. One of the things I love is that we get all 4 seasons. We get a nice summer, but it doesn't get too crazy hot. We also get a nice winter, but you're not basically snowed in and shoveling snow all the time. You might just get a nice dusting. But we also get a beautiful fall, which is my favorite season, where the trees all change color and it's just beautiful out there, and then an amazing spring. And so the climate here is amazing. So if you're thinking about retiring and you're wanting to leave an either super cold state or a super hot state, Grants Pass, Oregon might just be exactly what you're looking for. But not only does it have an amazing climate, here's another thing I love. I love the small town feel. Medford, Oregon is amazing, and we'll talk about that in another video, but it's growing and it's getting near 100,000 people who live inside Medford, Oregon, whereas Grants Pass is still 35 to 40,000 residents. And so it's big enough to not feel like you're out in the middle of nowhere and just have like a single stoplight or anything, which if you like, we've got cities like that as well. But it's big enough to not feel super small, but small enough to not feel like you're in a metropolis. So you've got the small town feel, but you've also got the different things that you might want or need in the place. And one of the things I love about the small town feel is the community. There's amazing different community events that are put on here, like Boatnik that happens during Memorial Day, where you can go down into Riverside Park and they race jet boats, and they've got like a carnival for the kids, and different vendors are there. It's an amazing place. They've also got different parades and things that happen that are just amazing for the families. One thing that I love and my kids love about Grants Pass is also they put out these bears throughout the year that you can look, and they all look different. It's pretty fun to see, and my kids will point out the skateboarding bear or that bear or this bear. And there's all these different types of bears that they put out all over the city. But in the wintertime, they put out these singing Christmas cards because it's a very communal place. It's a great place to raise kids, a great place to retire. It's really just a great city overall when it comes to the community aspect. But not only do I see the small town charm and the community, it does also have a lower cost of living than living in a bigger city like Eugene, or living in Portland, or living in California, in the Bay Area, or down in LA. It's got a good cost of living. Number one, we're not paying sales tax. So if you're moving from out of state where they have sales tax, we don't have that. So that's amazing. It's a great savings right off the bat. But also the housing market is not as expensive as other places on the West Coast. Now, if you're moving from, the South or whatever, where maybe it's a lot cheaper, it might feel more expensive. than those. But if you're moving from anywhere on the West Coast, you're gonna realize Grants Pass has a nice market when it comes to buying, selling, or renting a home. So those are some of the pros, but what are some of the cons? These are things that might keep you out of Grants Pass if they're big enough for you. Now, a con that I mentioned might be a con to some, but not to others. But let me just mention a few. Number one is, like I said, it is a small town feel, so there's gonna be limited job opportunities when it comes, if you're wanting to scale through something, maybe that's not the place for you, if you're wanting some access to a big corporation. But also, if you're someone who loves accessibility to a bunch of shops in your city, Grants Pass has some big shops, but also doesn't have others. For example, we have Walmart, but we don't have Target. We have Home Depot, but we don't have Lowe's. We have In-N-Out, but sadly we don't have Chick-fil-A yet. Hopefully I'll have to make an amendment to this video because I like me some Chick-fil-A. And so what you'll see is we've got some awesome amenities, but if you're wanting a lot of variety, you might not get that here in Grants Pass, though I think you'll have all of your needs met for sure. So that's one con. Another con is the smoke and the wildfires that can happen throughout the summers. Ever since I've lived here, I moved here in 2020, I think every single summer we've had smoke for at least a portion of the summer. And so if you're someone whose breathing is really you struggle maybe with breathing, whether it's asthma or things, it's just something to keep in mind. My wife also has asthma and she does not like it when that happens. She's able to get through it, but it's something to think about if you're moving here to the Grants Pass, Oregon. There are often times of smoke during the summer. So there's a few things that you might want to think about. I know that the homelessness was in the news for a while. It seems like that's gotten a lot better here. Crime, obviously, crime is everywhere. There might be pockets of neighborhoods you might not want to be in. We'll talk about that in another video coming up, so you're going to want to make sure you're subscribed. But really, Grants Pass is a really good place to live. And so if you're looking to move, make sure you reach out. And I hope if you enjoy it, like this video, subscribe for other updates all about Southern Oregon living, and we'll see you in the next video.